Hey guys, Shadow Cult here, and if you've noticed from the title of the video, this is a background on my OC, Shadow Cult. Well, yeah. Anyway, so I'm not. There might be some explanations on to helping you better understand the era and the stuff that's going on. Like, so I know you guys won't be lost and you'll better understand how things are going. So let me start off with, this is going to take place a very long time before, Twilight becomes an alicorn, before Princess Luna is freed and essentially banished as well. This is going to take place roughly, I want to take it to like around 2000, maybe shorter, maybe about 500 years or so before before Luna's banishment, before the two sisters were really, majorly known or whatever. They're not known. This is before Celestia and Luna, basically. And before I get rambling on about that, let's get right into it. Shadow Cult. Where is he from? He is from the Badlands. The place where T-Rex and the Changeling and all these bad creatures live. It's basically where... No, that's not right. It's basically the place where all bad things live. And before you start accusing Shadow of being evil, well, he's not. Well, I mean, not completely. But I'll better explain that later on. But anyway, Shadow Cult was born in the Badlands to his father, a unicorn, and his mother, an earth pony. Now, his father was a very troubled and very evil unicorn who was banished from the Magic College of Canterlot. Now, reason why I said that was, in this, it's quite possible that the castle of Canterlot was there way before Celestia and Luna were there, and I'm just putting it there to make it kind of like a Hogwarts kind of thing, where unicorns gather to study magic and whatnot. And this ties into another little fan-made thing that I saw a long time ago called Equestria Prevails. And if you don't know anything about that, I suggest looking it up. I mean, I didn't get too much into it. I mean, I like the designs, the imagery. It looked pretty awesome, I have to say. And I would like to read up on it. I mean, I think I read up on it once. I'm rambling. Yeah. Anyway, so if you want to know more on that, just look it up. And anyway, so he gets banished from the Magic College for practicing forbidden magic. Magic to, destroy someone or some pony and get away with it, basically. Or basically make himself more powerful. But most forbidden magic comes with a price. That's why it was forbidden. And therefore, he was banished. His banishment was to the Badlands, where his entire family was brought over. And by entire family, I just mean his wife, because I couldn't really think of anything. I also can't think of any names, so, hey, there's something for you guys to do. Find out the names of Shadow Cult's parents. But anyway, his mother was not the same as his father. She was more kind and caring, and she'd do anything to protect her son from becoming the child that his father always wanted. But anyway, when Shadow was born, he was born an Earth Pony. And no, he's not a zebra. The markings are meant to be tattoos, so get off that. Anyway, I don't want to get into a rant about that. I'll probably post a video on that later or some other time, whenever. I don't know. Anyway, so he gets born an Earth Pony. His father is not happy about that. He wanted a son who could follow in his footsteps. So, one night, he sneaks into his son's room while he's asleep. Now, this is when he's still just a little filly, newly born, still a baby. And his father casts a forbidden spell on him. The spell fills Shadow with a dark magic, and ultimately is his only thing keeping him alive now. Because if Shadow were to use up the dark magic inside him, he will die. Now, some of you might be wondering, well, how is that possible? And I just have to say, why were you asking that? I just told you his father practiced forbidden magic. This is a forbidden magic that he's using, because the price is, if this magic is used up, it will kill him. And not only that, but his father becomes deathly ill many years later as a result of this forbidden magic. Now, Shadow was afraid of this. His mother had told him what his father did to him, and he was afraid of the dark magic within him. He was afraid it would destroy him. And he's not wrong. The dark magic can destroy him. Now, most of you might be thinking, well, wait, this shouldn't even be allowed. It's just impossible. You're basically making our character to be some sort of god with dark magic to do anything, because Earth ponies aren't supposed to have this magic. Well, you're not wrong. Shadow has abilities that most Earth ponies don't. That is true. But he is not God. He is not a god. He is not God modded or anything. Because if he uses up too much dark magic, he will die. If he uses too much magic without using it all, he will be weak. And he cannot use magic that fires beams or levitates things, because he doesn't have a horn. The dark magic he can't in his body is only used in his body. He can teleport. He can enhance his strength and speed. He can even enhance his body's durability to impact, but only for a short time. Because of the dark magic, it's not endless. He can die. I just wanted to say that now. Anyway, Shadow, he is afraid. He doesn't want the dark magic inside him to corrupt him. And his mother, seeing this fear, did everything in her power to help him get through it. And it didn't necessarily work, because in this process it meant not tapping into the dark magic, which is sort of impossible for him. Now, some of you might be wondering, well, if his dark magic is limited throughout his life, it'll be used up anyway. Well, that's just it. The dark magic regenerates, but slowly. Like, it'll take a whole day for his dark magic to even get halfway back to the way it is. And that's without help from any unicorns or anything supplying him with a small can't speak a small amount of magic. Now, one day his father got tired of waiting, so he goes into his room, yells at him, tries to make him angry, tries to break him into using dark magic so it can corrupt him. But instead, Shadow, enraged and angry at his father for what he had done, he runs out into the dark forest outside their little cottage in the middle of the Badlands. Now, this scared his mother, because out there they didn't know what to expect. There were timber wolves, there were changelings, there were many dangerous beasts out in the dark forest that could necessarily end him, and that was bad. Shadow, after running endlessly through the darkness, dodging trees and swerving in circles, becomes tired, and he rests on a rock in the middle of the night. He was crying. He didn't know how to get home, and he was scared. And then a pack of timber wolves comes out of the darkness, intent on eating him. Shadow, scared that he could die this very instant, didn't even want to tap into the dark magic to protect himself. He didn't know how to control it. But then he remembered something his mother always told him, that he could very well, I screwed that up, very well be the light in the darkness. In that moment, he put that fear aside and gave in to his instincts. The dark magic flowed into his legs, enhancing his strength. And he was still a little filly. This is at a point where he's like Apple Bloom's age at this point. And he gives into his strength. He gives into the dark magic and blacks out. When he awakes, he's back home. The Timberwolves were defeated, and he was covered in cuts and bruises. But then, on his flank was a black star. His talent was controlling that dark magic. He controlled the dark magic and didn't lose himself, thanks to words he heard from his mother that kept him going. His father, disappointed with this, could say nothing to him. And the two didn't speak for several years. And that's all I have time for. Now, I'd love to go more in depth into this. Those of you who want to hear more, please do leave a comment. I would love to keep this going. I know that there's a lot of points I did not get into, but I need your input to let me know if I should put down another video or I should never touch the subject again. But I thank you guys for listening, for those who stuck around, and I know this is kind of a boring video, but it's meant as an informational video onto the background of Shadow. Now, I hope all of you enjoyed yourselves, and this is Shadow Cult. Peace out.